1966 coup, whether we like it or not. Looking at the dramatic personnel that were involved in that coup at that point in time, what other evidence do you need to hear, apart from being that this coup was purely an Igbo coup? It was, for very obvious reasons. Let me tell you, one, fundamentally, the major participants at that point in time, virtually almost about 85 to 95% were all Igbo officers. And if you look at the victims of the coup, those that were killed, Sabakat Fabalia, the Sardauna, Okutibu, and this guy, yes, Okutibu, then this guy from the one from the southwest, most of them,
yeah, the former premier.
Yes, and if you look at that point in time, there was also another conspiratorial policy where they maybe hinted Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and he bolted out, he ran away from Nigeria.
I think he was in the Caribbean when that happened.
Yes, so maybe he might have been given a hint that this thing will come up, and he bolted. How many Igbos were killed? Both officers. And look at they didn't even kill only civilians that were of northern instruction, even the military, General Malari, all this.
But he clarified, trying to put it in proper context, that it's maybe the likes of Ife Juna who actually brought out these issues and tricked Zogo into it. But that if you look at what they wanted was actually to install an Awolowo, and Awolowo was not an Igbo man. I mean, he was from the south.
All right, so the news says Ohaneze seek apology of 10 trillion naira compensation from Tinubu. Well, I don't think it's supposed to be to Tinubu. It's supposed to be to the federal government. Yes, the Igbo people need apology from the federal government. Because if IBB's book is revealing that waiting we think say na Igbo coup will lead to the Biafra war, will lead to the dying of a lot of Igbos, the starvation of a lot of Igbos, the disastrous impact to their tribe. Do you understand? If at the end of the day, IBB's book is telling us that it's not the Igbo coup, then it's crazy. You understand? The federal government need to apologize to these people. By now, Seth, to be very honest, normally, the whole country is supposed to be on the streets. They're supposed to do a protest because of this book. They're supposed to do a protest and demand that the federal government apologize to the Igbos. Now, this generational beef don't happen since that coup. There's a generational beef where don't happen since the coup and since Biafra. Some tribes now, they fear. A lot of tribes, they fear because they don't say, okay, yes, they fear, say, if Igbo man turn president for this country, that's where Ojuku be one do. Now the Igbo man go one do. The Igbo man self go one scatter Nigeria. Do you understand? The Yorubas, from which side they say, because the Yorubas and the Igbo, they always attack themselves for Twitter. The Yorubas go attack Igbos. They go call the Igbos go attack Yorubas, say they be betrayal, and then betray this thing where make Ojuku no get Biafra. The Yorubas go talk their own. Do you understand? But again, that thing, that's cool, has dented the names of the Igbos where make some tribes does not want an Igbo man to get power. Usually it's supposed to be outside Igbo Yoruba where go enter power. You understand? They're supposed to share them. You get, but for some reason, it didn't happen. So, I'm also of the opinion that they deserve an apology and they deserve compensation. Not just that, there's supposed to be a march across the whole Nigeria for this revolution. And that IBB book said, they're not even supposed, that book not even supposed to be where people they go by, they read. Although it's good to get the knowledge, but I'm not sure say IBB is supposed to make money from that book. And like I said in my previous post, bro, if the advanced country, that man is supposed to pay for whatever thing he did and all in that June 12th election. And they see for Twitter now, they say, he create a lot of states. He can do that. Do you understand? But, anyways, I follow for the people where they request and they demand apology for the Igbos from the federal government, not from Tinubu. You understand? Because Tinubu no follow for the military regime then. Yes, he didn't no follow. So it's from the federal government. Because after Tinubu, the government still there. So it's from the federal government. It's not Tinubu's government, the federal government, the whole structure of the government. The federal government should apologize to the Igbo. And that 10 trillion, yes, no na carry federal government go court. Your generation suffered because of that coup. Not just your generation, because at the end of the day, not only the Igbos they buy during this thing. My own generation too suffer. The Hausa suffered, the Yoruba suffered because of a lie. A lot of tribes suffered because of that lie. Because of the manipulation, a lot of tribes suffered. No, let me not limit it to the Igbos now. Because of a single lie. And a single narrative. That was an Igbo coup. So yes, they deserve an apology. And yes, All in the favor of a good protest, peaceful protest. So, me, if you notice the way I talk since I try coin my word where before they come say very dark man is the one that ignited the fire, or is the one that what's it that their English where they use instigated people to go and protest and scatter life and property. I beg, peaceful, peace and love. Don't play.